Uncharted 3, Crushing Difficulty and Treasure Guide, Chapter 21, The Atlantis of the Sands. So, there are 5 treasures to grab in this chapter. The first 2 are very easy to grab. This chapter is kind of not weird, but it has a weird enemy type. In the cutscene, when you come into this next building, Drake drinks from the fountain that's in here, and as you find out in chapter 22, the water has some kind of an element in it that makes you hallucinate. And pretty much for all of 21, Drake is hallucinating, essentially. Or he's mildly hallucinating. Because when you shoot these enemies, instead of them dying, they become these... I've read them listed as fire demons. But I'm pretty much convinced that it's just Drake hallucinating them, turning into these things, because outside of chapter 21, you never encounter these, I'm doing air quotes, fire demons in chapter 22. After you take out those first 3, or that first set of guys, you'll get a checkpoint. I ended up dying, but it worked out in the end, because it put me right in front of the elevator. So you want to quickly toss a grenade at that doorway, and then run up to these stairs and grab this hammer, because this hammer will quickly take out these guys and make what can be a very annoying and frustrating section of this chapter go by super quick. Like, I probably looking at the timeline, I handled this whole section in about maybe 2 minutes, or like a minute and a half or something. Actually playing through it, it took about, I want to say like 5 times before I got it down solid. Like, I would get down to 1 guy left and he would get a lucky grenade, or fire grenade as they appear, like right behind my back, and blow me up. So I'm completely convinced that these supposed fire demons, as they're listed in the enemy types, and I'm fully convinced that it's just Drake hallucinating them like that, just because you never encounter them in chapter 22. I cut out the whole first section of this area when you come down here, because it's just one big hallucination that it's really simple of you just running forward, and you flash back as young Drake running from those spider creature things, or whatever they are. So when you come back out of it now, Drake is on a bad trip, and before you leave the elevator, you want to turn around and pick up that treasure. And depending on how much ammo you still had left on the hammer, you want to grab this Tau sniper, and there's a hammer back here that you want to pick up. The the 3 enemies won't spawn in until you go to the door back here. But because of how this area is laid out, they have to come down like this straight path. So you can usually get 2 of them with one of these shots with really no problem. So I ended up getting lucky, and he teleported right in front of my shot. And boom, just clear them out with no issue. I did end up dying going into the next area, but thankfully it checkpoints you on this section. So I was able to get a brand new set of ammo for the hammer, which you want to have going into here, because I think it's only 2 more guys, but they ended up actually giving me a real issue. I ended up having to use a lot more of this ammo than I had expected to. But there's a rocket launcher behind the cover back here, and if you don't have any more ammo for the hammer, you want to take that rocket launcher into this next area, just because between the hammer, the rocket launcher, and the Tau sniper, they do probably the most damage against these hallucination biodemons that you're dealing with. Unfortunately, it's only 2 shots, but there's another rocket launcher inside to the left hand side, which is where I ran to grab it. You want to get to either side of this open area, because you want to have these giant fountains in your main path. So I actually got lucky, and the shotgun was near me, so I was able to pick that up and take out that one dude. But I got really lucky here and managed not to die, so. And once all the guys are dead, at where the entrance or the exit from this area, there is a hammer, but you really don't have a shot at getting to that thing. You will die, so don't even attempt to get to it. I threw the end of this in the fast motion just because there's really nothing to it. There is one more treasure to grab, and I'll let the rest of this play out, and I will see you in chapter 22 for the end of the game.